Fox 10 News starts now with breaking news.
Welcome in. We begin with breaking news out of George County, Mississippi. Today, the sheriff's office says a deadly officer shooting claimed the life of 42-year-old Nicholas Parker last night. Investigators say Parker started to open fire on deputies when they arrived to issue an arrest warrant. GCSO saying Jackson County SWAT team was called out and Parker kept shooting at law enforcement. Investigators say SWAT returned fire, ultimately taking his life. If there are any updates on this case, we'll pass them along to you on air and online at fox10tv.com right away. Well, also at this hour, Mobile police are investigating a deadly shooting on Mott Drive South. Police say they arrived at the scene just before 7:40 a.m. Sunday morning. MPD says when officers got there, they found 32-year-old Marcel Miller dead with a gunshot wound. Police are looking for help solving this case, so if you know anything whatsoever, call Mobile Police. Well, a football player with the University of Alabama at Birmingham is behind bars and facing assault and attempted murder charges. Daniel Mincy was taken into custody over the weekend and taken to Jefferson County Jail. He's being charged with aggravated assault and attempted murder and is currently being held on no bond. The players were meeting for their game day morning routine on Saturday when ESPN says the players were stabbed. UAB police are leading this investigation. UAB's interim head coach Alex Mortensen giving a statement after the game, but saying he wouldn't answer questions about the assault.
More than anything, I'm grateful that those two players are in stable condition, and we will make sure that they have the support that they need. I hope you will join me in lifting them and their families in your thoughts and prayers, as our team is doing right now too. And I also ask that you'll please respect their privacy as they deal with what happened.
Now, the team decided to play its game, and UAB lost to South Florida 48-18. Well, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro dancing to his "No War, Yes Peace" speech as the Trump administration ramps up its war on narco-terrorists. The State Department is now designating a cartel linked to Maduro as a foreign terrorist organization, opening up the door for possible strikes in Venezuela.
The Maduro regime survives because of the largesse and the muscle of these drug cartels. So if the drug cartels go out of business, so does the Maduro regime.
And over the weekend, new FAA warnings led several international airlines to cancel flights into the country after American F-18 Super Hornets were spotted flying off the coast. And according to a Reuters report, the U.S. is ready to launch its next phase of military operations that would likely begin with covert action inside Venezuela. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Raisen Kane, has arrived in Puerto Rico to meet the forces taking part in Operation Southern Spear. And continuing in your global headlines, 3 Pakistani military officers were killed this morning. Authorities say the attack involved 2 suicide bombers at the headquarters of a military security force in northwestern Pakistan, which is near the border of Afghanistan. At least 11 others were also wounded, according to officials. Authorities say one attacker detonated his explosives near the main gate of the military provincial headquarters, while another bomber was shot and killed by officers near a parking area. Pakistani security forces were preparing for a morning parade with about 150 security forces on open ground inside the headquarters when the attack took place. Authorities have since collected DNA samples for testing and are investigating to determine the identity and nationality of the attackers. Well, back here in the U.S., President Trump is seeming optimistic following productive talks over the weekend on a plan to end the war in Ukraine. Ukrainian and American officials are expected to continue those talks today in Geneva. The proposed deal was brokered by the U.S. with Russia, and officials have been working overtime to address concerns from Ukraine and other European countries. Fox's Caroline Shively has the latest now from Washington.
After giving Ukraine a Thanksgiving deadline to accept a peace deal, President Trump posted this cryptic message on Monday, quote, "Is it really possible that big progress is being made in peace talks between Russia and Ukraine? Don't believe it until you see it, but something good just may be happening."
We're trying to get it ended. One way or the other, we have to get it ended. So
Trump's original plan would reportedly require Ukraine to give up more territory to Russia, grant amnesty to Russians accused of war crimes, and agree never to join NATO.
This initial plan would be a total capitulation by Ukraine. I think it would go down, frankly, as a historically bad deal.
Ukrainian officials are pushing to remove those provisions.
We will continue explaining how dangerous it is to pretend that aggression is something one can simply overlook and move on.
Russian officials say many aspects of the plan are acceptable for the Kremlin, but others still need more detailed discussion, including possible security guarantees for Ukraine.
We've got Putin on the other side of it, and the reality is he has not taken one single step towards a temporary ceasefire or a peace deal whatsoever.
That hard deadline of Thursday may be softening. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said it may take longer to strike a deal with Ukraine. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Also this morning, American and European officials are meeting in Brussels, trying to hammer out details of a new trade deal first agreed to back in July. However, major sticking points remain, including European demands for tariff relief on wine and farm products, while the U.S. pushes for more access to EU markets. Both sides say they are willing to make a deal, but time could be running out. President Trump is reportedly growing impatient with the progress.
We can extend and grow the deal and make it better and help Europe on all the areas that they're interested in.
U.S. and Europe will lose a lot if we do not, combine forces.
In the meantime, back at home, the president predicts a sharp increase in tariff revenue in the coming months as companies run low on goods bought before the tariffs kicked in, meaning all new imports will be subject to the higher tariffs. Democrats say the tariffs are fueling a growing affordability crisis in the nation, but the White House, pushing back, claims tariffs are not causing prices to go up. Well, topping our political headlines this morning, according to multiple reports, former Alabama Senator Doug Jones plans to enter the 2026 Alabama governor's race. Sources close to Jones confirming that he will be filing the necessary paperwork to run for the governor's seat. Jones was the last Democrat to have held a statewide office in Alabama and served in the U.S. Senate from 2018 to 2021. Back in 2020, Jones was unseated by Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville, who will be running against Jones for the governor's position. According to reports, the campaign for governor includes one other Republican candidate, Ken McFeeters, and two Democrats, Will Boyd and Chad Martin. And happening right now, the Mobile County Commission is discussing a new policy that could impact how people can use county-owned buildings and spaces. The policy tells people what they can do related to expression. County officials say this is a use of space policy for county-owned buildings, specifically designating what is and what isn't a public forum. Here's where Government Plaza comes into play. County officials say this new part specifies that walkways inside of the Government Plaza atrium can't be blocked. And if it's approved, the new policy will go into effect on January 1st. You can view that full proposal on our website right now by heading over to fox10tv.com.
And a live look outside right now with our cameras. Blue sky, and it was a cool start this morning, but trust me, these temperatures are ramping up very quickly, and we are going to be soaring all the way up to close to 80 degrees this afternoon. This is what it looks like again outside. East Shore Toyota Hyundai camera and that Admiral, the Navigator Credit Union camera, so the Battleship and Admiral cameras there. That looks about as blue as it gets in a very, very clear sky for us. We'll see a couple clouds happen this afternoon with temperatures that get up into the 70s. And then look at what happens this evening. The temperatures don't go very far. In fact, we're going to keep a strong southerly wind and those temperatures in the upper 60s. A humid feel this evening as we prepare for our next weather maker to come in here. Temperatures floating right around 70 degrees on mostly cloudy conditions. The slightest chance of a sprinkle by around 9 p.m. Here are your forecast lines this afternoon, though, and we're expecting temperatures to soar to 78 degrees in Lucedale, 79 in Calvert, 78 in Mobile, 76 in Gulf Shores, and 76 in Pensacola. The muggy meter shows us going straight up here steadily all the way into the muggy category, or at least a bit humid category by this evening. And then your forecast lows overnight tonight. They do not go very far. In fact, I expect us to have some thunderstorms going on by the time we see these temperatures. 66 in Mobile, 68 Gulf Shores, 68 in Pensacola. Here's the forecast for tomorrow. Isolated morning storms, then isolated afternoon storms. Your rain chance is not very high. Not everybody gets wet, but in that morning round, a couple of those storms, especially inland, could be strong. Similar story for our afternoon round. So a lot to talk about weather futurecast coming up.
All right, Nick, thank you. Well, as many of you are out and about shopping for your Thanksgiving feast this week, you have a chance to help those in need. Morning anchor Lee Peck is on location today at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dauphin Street. Lee, I know Sarah was out there collecting lots of donations this morning as well, and you want to keep this momentum going, right?
We want to keep the energy going for sure. We're going to be out here all day long. Sarah got us kicked off. She showed you the box a little bit earlier. It was empty. We're getting there, though. We do have some donations that have been dropped off. We want to fill this box up many times over. We have this full buggy here that's also been donated, but perfect timing, guys. One of those shoppers and Fox 10 viewer, Angela Mitchell, she brought me a bag here, and I said, hey, we're about to go live. I want to ask you why you're giving today. So what are you donating first?
I'm donating cake mix. I got the vegetable oil. I have French string beans, salt and pepper, things people would need in their everyday kitchen.
Yeah.
But it's a blessing to be able to give back. And because it's been years that I was in this line one day for a couple of years or back, but it's a blessing.
It is a blessing, and we talk about if you can give, donate, because there's so many people in need, and you never know when you're going to be there. And you, like you just said, you're a perfect example. You appreciate the donations when you received them, and now that you're able to give it, it feels good?
It feels excellent. It feels marvelous, and and it's just a blessing.
We appreciate you taking time to not only buy this, but come over here and talk to us.
Okay, and thank you, and you have a happy Thanksgiving, and be blessed, your family and the Fox 10 News.
We appreciate you watching.
All right.
All right, Angela Mitchell, one of our many viewers, loyal viewers, donating this bag full of stuff that we need so desperately here to help families in need here along the Gulf Coast. If you can donate, we're going to be out at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dauphin Street. You can come out and say hello to us, or any Greer's. We have our boxes, our 10-carrying gift boxes in the front of the stores. Ashlyn, I'm going to toss it back to you, but I understand you're coming out here a little bit later.
Yes, I am, Lee. Looking forward to being out there later on this afternoon, and also looking forward to meeting some of you all as well. Thank you, Lee, for the update. Thank you, Angela, for your generous donation. As we just saw, it is really the perfect time to give. And not only are we collecting food, but we are also collecting toys with our 10 Caring Gifts Toy Drive. You can simply drop off a new unwrapped toy at Mercedes-Benz on Dauphin Street, the Fox 10 Studios here on Satchel Paige Drive, the Hanson Supertex, all in Credit Union, Sweat Tire and Automotive, and the Eastern Shore Toyota, or the VOA Southeast headquarters on Hillcrest through December 15th. So those locations are everywhere. They are on your screen right now. And if you can't make it out there, you can also scan the QR code on your screen to donate right now. We have more information on our website at fox10tv.com. Just search for 10 Caring Gifts. It's 11:13 on your Monday morning. Straight ahead, Live Well Chiropractic talks about text neck syndrome, how it could affect you, and what can be done to treat it after the break. But before we go, Nick, a quick check on our weather forecast.
We're looking ahead to the forecast for our Tuesday, where we could have some showers and thunderstorms, and a couple of them could be strong. This is what it looks like. Your severe weather outlook, a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk. That is the lowest end threat. But what does this mean for you? What is the timing? A lot to talk about. We'll have more in your full forecast on the other side of the break.
Fix any plumbing problem in your home. It's plumbing service on time, or we pay you $59.
Here's a question for you. Do you have pain or stiffness in your neck? It could be from text neck syndrome. Today we are talking about it, and we have Dr. Mark Swigert from Live Well Chiropractic in the studio with us. It's good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Absolutely. So we're talking about text neck. You've got something behind you too. What exactly is text neck?
Well, text neck is where the neck gets reversed and you're holding your head down all the time. Causes a lot of stress in the upper back and shoulders. It's rampant. I'm seeing toddlers with little pads. I'm seeing adults with their head down at the restaurants all the time. It's becoming an epidemic thing with looking down all the time.
Right, so something to keep in mind, and your posture too. Let's talk about what specific parts of the body it affects and where someone could feel pain if they do have text neck.
Well, text neck, the nerves in the neck go down the arms, the hands. Some of the nerves go back up to the mucous membranes, the nose and palate. So all these nerves have a job to do. When this gets reversed and it stays that way, it causes irritation to those nerves, makes the muscle spasms, causes a lot of discomfort.
Sure. If left untreated, what kind of long-term harm could this cause?
Well, it can cause degenerative disc disease. It can cause osteoarthritis. We get these poor postures where our heads head forward and you get this hump in your back. And I'm seeing it in teenagers walking around, their heads in front of them instead of over their shoulders.
Right. So luckily, we know some people who can help, and that is you and your crew. If someone does have text neck, and maybe they've never been to you guys or never had a chiropractic appointment before, what will they experience that first appointment when they walk through the doors?
Well, first we have to assess the problem. We like to see what we're working on, so we'll get x-rays. We like to see the bones, make sure there's no contraindication to treating. But simple chiropractic adjustments will get things moving in, but we have to train ourselves not to look at the phone down here. We want to hold it up here. We want to change what we're doing. But some jobs, like dental hygienists, people who work down here, they end up with these reverse curves in their neck, and they have to do something to counter that. And exercise, stretching, different things help.
Right, and then you guys can help too, obviously. If people, I know each and every case is probably different with this. How many times does someone typically, maybe with just a little bit of text neck, if that's the proper term for it, how many times do they need to come see you to get that fixed?
It varies from individual. It depends on if they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Right. They may have to maintain their spine. Maintaining your spine throughout your life is important anyway, but they may need more care, and then once in a while just to maintain that.
Right, and then I imagine after you get those x-rays and have that first initial appointment, if they need to come back, these are typically quick and easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just that easy. Something to remember if you're dealing with any pain from text neck, but of course you guys can help with any kind of chiropractic care.
All kinds of things, yes.
All right.
Just one of them.
Yep. Make sure that you go ahead and schedule your appointment today if you feel like you're going through this. You guys are located in Daphne. If people do want to go ahead and schedule an appointment with you guys, what's the best way to do that?
They can call the office at 251-459-0098, or they can actually schedule on our website at livewellchiropractor.com.
All right, Dr. Swigert, thank you so much for being here today. A few things to remember because we've all got those cell phones nowadays. If you want to go ahead and make your appointment, give us just a little bit. We'll have the link to their website on ours, fox10tv.com.
11:21 now. We've had a lovely morning with cool temperatures, but now it's warming up. It'd be a nice day to go down to the beach. A low risk of rip currents. Water temperature in the low 70s is a little cool, but not a bad time down there. Nice time to walk along the beach there for sure with that lovely blue sky. All right, here's your forecast. Warm temperatures this afternoon. In fact, we're well above average. But our biggest headline is our thunderstorm chance on Tuesday, with 2 rounds of thunderstorms possible, one right at daybreak most likely, then one into the afternoon time. This front pushes through, then cooler weather for our Thanksgiving. Here's the thunderstorm threat for today. It's just off to our north and west. Places like central Louisiana, northern Louisiana, portions of central southern Mississippi. Also, you can see East Texas in the slight risk, level 2 out of 5. The level 1 out of 5 marginal risk surrounds that. So in that slight risk, scattered severe storms are possible. Then here in this marginal risk, this is valid for Tuesday. And what we have here is the marginal risk indicating that we could have some isolated severe thunderstorms in our area. I think isolated is a good way to talk about this particular setup that we have. Looking at all of the risk levels stacked together, scattered severe storms possible. That's the level 2 slight risk. And of course, the lowest end to the highest end. Then lowest end is the marginal risk. And look at the wording from the Storm Prediction Center. Isolated severe storms possible, limited in duration and or coverage and or intensity. So limited, marginal, isolated. You kind of get the idea that this is going to be kind of a low-end thing. There is a low-end tornado threat with this for our inland spots, Highway 84 corridor mostly, and I think this will, well, there you go. That's new. So they just updated it, and now it looks like they've expanded it down, and they have actually upgraded. Okay, so now this is going to change everything. Let me go back one real quick. This is kind of, okay, so just got the new update down. Sometimes this happens. So now we have a slight risk for severe weather. So ignore my map here. We have a slight risk of severe weather for portions of our inland spots, and now a marginal risk that'll go all the way down to the coast. So our inland spots have been upgraded to that slight risk, and our inland spots have also been upgraded to this tornado risk, which is the slightly higher one for the Highway 84 corridor. I think this comes in with the morning round of storms. So what you're going to have is a lot of moisture that pushes into our area here. And you're going to see all this instability, and this is what the threat looks like. You see this morning round here, 6 a.m., scattered thunderstorms, and those could pack a punch. And then there's an afternoon round as well. Take a look at this. See all that purple? That is instability. That is unstable air. So we could have the afternoon round with a little bit of wind shear that could pack a punch with those storms as well. So best thing you can do, make sure you have ways to get alerts overnight tonight on the Fox 10 weather app. Make sure you have those alerts enabled. We'll have more, kind of clean up this forecast with the new updates, and I'll have more details on this coming up shortly.
All right, thank you, Nick. Coming up, thank you for making us a part of your morning. First of all, there could be some relief on the way for people with epilepsy. We have those details in today's Health Minute. Plus, don't forget the Fox 10 Caring Gifts food drive is happening right now as we speak at Greer's. Our Fox 10 crews will be live at the Dauphin Street Greer's all day long. Be sure to stop by with those donations. We'd love to see you. More Fox 10 Midday is on the way after this.
Call 251-444-7000.
Welcome back. It's a chronic neurological disorder that leads to reoccurring unprovoked seizures. In fact, nearly 3 million Americans live with epilepsy, and for about 1/3 of them, anti-seizure medications don't control their symptoms. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has one man's story and how he finally found some relief.
In March 2021, then 23-year-old Noah Braholi had his first seizure.
I didn't know I had epilepsy until I woke up in the back of an ambulance.
In an effort to avoid future seizures, Braholi was prescribed multiple medications, but none of them worked.
I thought this was just going to be my life now.
That's when Braholi was referred to the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Dr. Danielle Becker says the first step was to figure out from where in the brain the seizures were coming.
He came back for something called a stereo EEG, where we actually put electrodes in the brain and we target where we think the seizures are coming from to try to find or pinpoint their onset, or at least a node in their network that seems to be generating these seizures.
Becker says once they found that, Braholi underwent something called a laser ablation, an MRI-guided probe into the area of his brain causing the seizures. That area is heated and removed.
And the idea is to try to remove the tissue that's generating the seizure.
Braholi went through 2 of these surgeries and had his meds switched up. The combination of these things has led to a life he never thought he'd have again.
I have been seizure-free over 400 days now since then.
And to others who have epilepsy not responding to treatments, he has a message.
Always be hopeful, because just because you haven't found it yet doesn't mean you're not going to.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
11:29 now. Straight ahead, we have your latest business news. Plus, Lee is live at Greer's collecting some of those food donations. We'll check in with him now.
And Ashlyn, we are shopping here at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dolphin Street. We are taking donations. A lot of people have been donating today, but we still need a lot more help. Coming up on the other side of the break, another live report in our all-day live coverage for our 10 Caring Gifts food drive. We'll be right back with much more right here on Fox 10 News.
Well, really? We are David J. Maloney, and we will personally return your call.
Committed to you. This is Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back in. It's time for your half-hour headlines now. New developments this morning in the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files. The Justice Department has asked a federal judge in Florida to reconsider unsealing grand jury materials related to the Epstein investigation. Now, a judge previously rejected a DOJ request to make the transcripts public, but now that Congress has passed a bill demanding the release of all documents related to the convicted sex offender's case, the DOJ is asking again. Epstein died by suicide in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. And then watch this. A volcano in Ethiopia erupts for the first time in recorded history. The volcano has been dormant for about 10,000 years, but the eruption sent ash plumes up to 9 feet high, with witnesses capturing the historic event. There are no reports of damage or injuries due to the volcano's remote location, thankfully. Volcanic ash is reportedly drifting over the Red Sea toward Oman and Yemen. And then finally, the federal government is recalling a type of playpen sold on Amazon. It's behind me right here. The play yards made in China were sold under the name Anna Queen. Investigators say infants can become trapped under the mattress or between the side of the play yard and the mattress, which could lead to serious injuries or even suffocation. So far, though, there are no reports of any injuries. About 70 of the play yards were sold starting last March. The company urges anyone who may own the play yard to go ahead and stop using it and to contact Anna Queen for a full refund. All right, many of you are probably out and about shopping right now for your Thanksgiving feast this week, and you have a chance to help those in need. Morning anchor Lee Peck is on location today at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dolphin Street. And Lee, it truly is so rewarding giving back to people right here in our backyards.
It really is. And you said people are out shopping. They are out shopping this morning. We didn't know how many people were going to be here, but they have a good crowd in here. And you can tell by looking at their baskets, they are preparing for Thanksgiving dinner. We just had a viewer come by and say, hey, I want to donate this. She donated 3 things of food here. I want to put it in the box. So people are definitely giving. They know that the need is great here on the Gulf Coast, as it is every year, but maybe a little bit more this year, of course, with the SNAP benefits that were disrupted with the ongoing government shutdown before that was all resolved. But people are donating to a great cause. And of course, it's very easy. All you have to do is put it in the Fox 10 Caring Gifts box, which is starting to fill up. This morning it was empty. We also have this buggy full of stuff back here that's been donated. I want to walk down the aisle here and just show you how easy it is. We say if you're going to be shopping, pick up a few non-perishable food items if you want to donate. Greer's makes it very easy. They have some bins up there in the front there with all the kind of stuff that we're looking for. But here is a great aisle. You can come down here. You have the beans, the corn, the peas, all the things that you might need, non-perishable food items. We're talking about things that are not going to go bad. And Sarah Wall made a very good point this morning. I kind of have to go back to this because it kind of was like a light bulb went off. Don't forget about dessert. And they have a lot of good dessert items here for people, easy stuff, cake mixes, pie mixes. So don't forget about dessert. And again, We're going to be out here all day long. I'm here right now up until about 12:30. I think, Ashlyn, you're going to come out here for midday. And, of course, Shelby Myers will be ending the day, full day of live coverage here at the Greers on Dolphin Street for our 10 Caring Gifts food drive. You can also go to our website, fox10tv.com. Other ways you can directly give, and we'll get that food to the people who need it the most. Ashlyn, I'm going to toss it back to you in the studio.
.36 is your time. Now we're looking outside at the Fairhope Pier where we have blue sky, warm temperatures already. We're already breaking 70 and we're going to be well up around 75 to close to 80 degrees today, warming up ahead of our next storm chance. Here's the severe weather outlook updated now, and we can see that for today we have a slight risk of severe weather that exists for portions of East Texas, north and central Louisiana, also portions of Mississippi. I've already noticed that we've had a couple warnings issued this morning. This big storm system that's tracking across the country eventually gets to our area. Here's the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center, a risk upgrade for us now. The marginal risk for areas essentially along and south of Highway 84. Areas north of Highway 84 all the way up to the Tuscaloosa, Birmingham area. We have a slight risk of severe weather. That also includes Meridian. This slight risk area is something we'll watch with our 2 rounds of thunderstorms that we're expecting. One in the morning, there is a low-end tornado risk here, I think mostly north of Highway 84. Then the afternoon round as well, which is a little bit more of a marginal run, but we could still see a couple strong storms. So you can see how that slight risk clips our inland spots. That does clip us with the 5% tornado risk zone. So this is kind of like the second level up in terms of tornado risk. Here's what it looks like in the forecast. These are your forecast dew points. I want you to notice how the blue line here drifts north through the overnight hours. This is a warm front that's pushing inland. That's going to push in warm, moist, humid air. That's going to be there for the thunderstorms to take advantage of. The forecast model is showing available energy in the atmosphere. This is what we call instability. And this is just going to be abundant overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. And we'll have the forcing to generate just a couple showers and maybe some thunderstorms that get going around daybreak. See this little batch right here? That is round 1. We could see a couple stronger thunderstorms, a couple rotating thunderstorms. We'll be keeping an eye out for warnings. Then the afternoon round, lots of instability in place, a very warm day. And then you have that potential for the second round here of showers and thunderstorms, very isolated. Not everybody gets wet. Not everybody gets wet on Tuesday, but some folks will. We recommend that you have ways to get alerts, including the Fox 10 weather app, especially overnight. If you're happening to be sleeping in for tomorrow morning, you want to be able to get woken up just in case an alert is issued. So make sure you have that. Also follow us on social media. Search our names for regular updates. We've already been posting updates on this event. After this, colder air comes in for Thanksgiving. That Thanksgiving forecast is fantastic. 62 degrees in the afternoon with a sunny sky and north wind around 12 miles per hour. In fact, Thursday night into Friday morning, freezing temperatures possible for the Highway 84 corridor. Here's a 7-day forecast, and you can see those temperatures really go down after our rain chance. So again, I want to remind you, 2 rounds of rain or 2 rounds of thunderstorms. Not everybody gets wet on Tuesday. One right at the dawn, kind of daybreak hours, and then one through the afternoon and evening. We clear out on Wednesday. Thursday is cooler. Friday is cooler as well with a high of only 60 degrees. Looking long range, next rain chance does return at the end of next weekend. So heads up, storm tracker alert to thunderstorms possible on Tuesday. Have ways to receive weather warnings with colder air coming in for Thanksgiving.
All right, Nick, I like the sound of that. Thank you for the update. In your business headlines now, new allegations against Meta, more shutdown delayed data. Krispy Kreme teams up with Charlie Brown and the rest of the gang, and the infomercial star running for Congress. Here's Fox's CJ Papa.
A lawsuit claims Meta was aware of serious dangers on its platform and knowingly buried evidence of social media harm to children and teens. The suit argues Meta knew, quote, millions of adult strangers were contacting minors on its sites, that its products exacerbated mental health issues in teens, and that content related to eating disorders, suicide, and child sexual abuse was frequently detected yet rarely removed. Meta responding, they strongly disagree with the allegations, which they say, quote, relies on misinformed opinions to present a deliberately misleading picture. Some delayed economic reports expected this week: September's retail sales, business inventories from September, and durable goods orders. Also, pending home sales for October, consumer confidence for November, and initial jobless claims for last week. Markets are closed on Thanksgiving and close early on Friday. Krispy Kreme is partnering with Peanuts for the first time ever, bringing Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the Peanuts gang to fans as they celebrate the holidays and Peanuts' 75th anniversary. The collection drops Saturday. And remember the ShamWow guy who advertised the super absorbent towel on TV for years. He's filed to run for Congress in Texas as a Republican under the name Offer Vince ShamWow Shlomi. The Israeli-American entrepreneur is aiming to unseat GOP Congressman John Carter, who turned 84 this month. CJ Papa, Fox News.
And turning to a heads up for you this morning, Prime Food Processing has voluntarily recalled its lava bun with salted egg yolk and its lava bun with green tea flavor. That's because the products contain milk and the packaging does not show milk in the allergen section. Officials say people with milk sensitivity could risk a severe or even life-threatening reaction if they have these products. The lava buns were sold to Asian grocery stores in more than 30 states between April and November, including Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi. That's our area, and so far, no one has become sick. People who have the products should either throw them out or return them to the store for a full refund. Well, still to come on Fox 10 Midday, the National Zoo is expecting its first elephant birth in 25 years. Excited to tell you about that one. Plus, in today's Does It Work, we are testing out some sunglasses that claim to dim. Nick and I will bring you your Midday Talkers in just a moment.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, hundreds of Vietnam-era veterans fighting serious illnesses after their service are denied special government benefits because of one thing.
Simply because they said, well, I was not in an Agent Orange hotspot.
We investigate the complex challenges vets face proving exposure to a highly toxic herbicide and uncover a connection that could lead to change.
Plus, robots bringing farming to new heights. Investigate TV Plus. Today at 3:30 on Fox 10.
All right, welcome back in. This is a sweet story for our Monday. One of the Smithsonian National Zoo's Asian elephants is pregnant.
The zoo on Monday said the expectant mother, named Nhi Linh, will give birth between mid-January and early March of next year.
Nhi Linh mated with the zoo's 44-year-old male elephant known as Spike back in April of 2024.
On average, Asian elephant pregnancies last 18 to 22 months.
Gosh, long time. The birth would mark the zoo's first elephant calf in 25 years.
This comes after Nhi Linh's mother was also pregnant, but that pregnancy ended prematurely.
The Smithsonian Zoo says Asian elephants are an endangered species, so I can imagine this birth is a really big deal for the zoo. That's a long time, 18 to 22 months. But these creatures are massive.
Large
so
creatures,
it probably takes them a really long time. How sweet. I'm sure we'll be doing another story in the next 18 to 22 months after this. I love it. Okay, so these look like regular glasses, but the makers claim you can simply adjust the tint
and easily adapt to any lighting condition with their adjustable dimming lenses.
Interesting. Rachel Hackbarth puts these sunglasses to the test in this week's Does It Work?
Could this week's Does It Work product make spending time outdoors even more enjoyable for our tester, Kelly Perrier? These are some glasses that we found on TikTok. The makers claim you can adjust the tint and easily adapt to any lighting condition by turning the lenses. This particular brand costs a little more than $24 on Amazon.
Oh, very stylish. I can see why you were attracted to them.
If you don't like them, you can tell us. It's okay.
Yeah, no, let's check them out. I feel like I've seen this shape in trendy other glasses. So they've got like a spring on the side, which it doesn't feel like it's affecting it.
Kelly says comfortable so far, but do these lenses really get darker and lighter?
Okay, so then we twist it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does work.
Is it becoming lighter?
It's becoming lighter, yeah. So I'm turning them to the outside and they're becoming lighter. There's still a bit of a sunglasses effect, but then if I turn it back, Yeah, it definitely gets darker, but it's almost like an effect when I'm turning it is like when you're at the eye doctor.
Oh, yeah.
And they're turning the prescriptions. It's like the lenses are crossing each other.
These are the adjustable lenses at their darkest setting, and here they are after a few twists. So do you think that they work?
I think they work. Yeah, I think they work. I just think that the light part still has enough of a sunglass effect that I'm not sure that you would wear them. But yeah, if somebody wanted just like a little bit of coverage from the sun, then I think this would work, and then they could spin them darker and wear them like normal.
For Does It Work, I'm Rachel Ackbarth.
I have a
Nick,
story.
yeah, I was about to say.
I got a story real quick. It reminds me of the Roger Moore James Bond film. There is a gadget. He has glasses that he can adjust to see through see-through tinted glass. That is all I can think about.
So maybe that was the inspo.
I guess so.
You know, you might need those glasses on today. It's pretty
If you
sunny
want to
out
be
there
James
for sure.
Bond.
Okay,
You know.
I'll let you do your thing.
We'll be back.
We'll be right back.
This Thanksgiving, stress-free with our Cajun-style turkey. Love that chicken from Popeyes.
And if you're just now joining us, we have been live all day long at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dolphin Street, collecting food for our 10 Caring Gifts food drive. And of course, Greer's has been one of our longtime partners along with the VOA Southeast. Greer's, they save people money, and they have some great price points for collecting food. This whole kernel corn, 63 cents a can. Another option, all of this is in the front of the store. Another option, the chicken noodle soup, 4 for $5. It's the kind that you can pop the lid and put it in the pot, heat it up. Sarah Wall, of course, kicking things off for us this morning on Good Day Gulf Coast. She went shopping to show you some other options you could get. Of course, we have the Progresso breadcrumbs, Welch's fruit snacks, chicken broth. We have a whole buggy here of options. Of course, the beans, the corn, all of that can go to help a family in need, put holiday meal on the table. Of course, the VOA Southeast does the heavy lifting. They sort all of the food. They provide food for families in need along the Gulf Coast all year long. Right now, specifically what we're looking for is the holiday meal. So if you can donate, we'll take it off your hands. A lot of people have been donating this morning, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So a lot of people in need here along the Gulf Coast. Our deadline, December 12th. So we have about 2.5 weeks to collect food. If you can give, we're out here at the Greer's Cash Saver on Dolphin Street. I've been out here for a couple of hours. Ashlyn's going to take her shift in about the next 45 minutes, and then Shelby will be ending the day here. We hope to see you, and again, if you can donate, help us out. We've got a long way to go to make this happen for families in need here along the Gulf Coast.
All right, thank you, Lee. I'm super excited to be out and about, meeting several of you later on this afternoon, and some great weather to get out and do it, Nick.
Yeah,
sure.
Really nice day today, but very warm this afternoon. Let's get a final look at the forecast. So I pulled this out across the region, so I want to show you what we have going on. Look off to our west. We have showers and thunderstorms. So if you are heading that way, do you have thunderstorms going on? In fact, a slight risk of severe weather off to our west. That includes portions of Mississippi and Louisiana, central Louisiana, northern Louisiana, all involved in that. So thunderstorm risk there. But for us, it is just warm, just plain warm. Now, for tomorrow, we have a chance at some thunderstorms, and what you're going to see here is a level 1 marginal risk for a majority of our area, but it's that Highway 84 corridor that is included in the level 2 slight risk. That is a slightly higher chance for you to see a strong to severe storm. Here's what it looks like on the Futurecast. This is 6 a.m. on Tuesday. You notice how not everybody is getting rain. Not everybody is getting rain, but a few are, and there are a couple thunderstorms in there, and a couple of those thunderstorms could be strong. Again, this is not going to be an all-day washout. It's not going to rain for a majority of the day. Some folks might not even see rain. But then 5 p.m., our next round, a lot of places stay dry, but there are a couple of thunderstorms, and a couple of those thunderstorms could be strong. That's the big takeaway for our Tuesday, so heads up, have ways to receive weather warnings. Then we look ahead. Thanksgiving is looking fantastic. Sunny skies, cool temperatures. Chilly in the morning, nice in the afternoon. In fact, Friday morning temperature 37 degrees. We could see a light freeze north of Highway 84.
Oh, looks beautiful on Thanksgiving here. I'm heading up to the cold, to Missouri, heading up to maybe some
real
snow.
cold.
Really cold.
Goodness.
So you guys enjoy that for me. Thank you for watching Fox 10 Midday. We'll see you out there at Greer's on Dauphin this afternoon for our 10 Caring Gifts Food Drive.